Hello students, we are studying this chapter Fun with Magnets, and in the last class we have studied about how we can use a magnet to find out a direction, in which we have studied about magnetic compass. Today in this class we are going to study about types of a magnet. So we know that magnet is a such kind of material which is able to attract a magnetic substances, and on the basis of the shapes there are different kinds of magnets like ring-shaped magnet, horseshoe type magnet, bar magnet, ball-shaped magnet, and even a cylindrical magnet. So there are two types of magnet according to the properties of magnet. There are two kinds of magnet or two types of magnet. That is permanent magnet and temporary magnets. There are two types of magnet on the basis of properties of magnet. That is permanent and temporary magnet. Now coming to the temporary magnet. So I think all of you are aware about this temporary word. Temporary means what? That thing that is for a short period of time, not for a longer period of time, and that is not going to be stable. Coming to the temporary magnet. So magnets that retain their magnetic properties only for short period of time are called temporary magnets. So what are temporary magnets? Temporary magnets are such kind of magnets which retain their magnetic properties for a shorter period of time. Okay, and these type of magnets are known as temporary magnets. Their directive property, even the attraction repulsion property, even that north and south pole exist in pairs, all the properties of magnets retain for a short period of time. So that type of magnet is referred as temporary magnet. Now the temporary magnets are usually made up of iron, cobalt or nickel. Means the material which is required for the making these temporary magnets are iron, cobalt or nickel. These materials behave like magnet only when they are near a strong magnet, and they quickly lose their magnetic property if the influence of the strong magnet is removed. And this iron, cobalt or nickel, these materials behave like a magnet only when they are near to a strong magnet. When they are near to the strong magnets, means when they are near to the influence of the strong magnet, then that particular iron, cobalt or nickel also gets magnetized, also adapts or gets the magnetic property and behaves like a magnet. Okay, and when they just move away from this strong magnet, then it loses their magnetic property. Okay, so they quickly lose their magnetic property also when they move away from the strong magnet, when they move away from the influence of the strong magnet. So as you can see here in this picture, this iron body behaves like a magnet. Why? It is influence of the other strong magnet, as you can see it behind, and then it is able to attract this pin, that iron pin, as you can see that it is able to attract that. So this is the thing about temporary magnet, that materials that is required for making this, that is iron, cobalt or nickel, and these materials behave like magnet only when they are near to a strong magnet, and they lose their magnetic property if the influence of the strong magnet is removed. Now coming to the permanent magnets. So magnets that retain their magnetic property for a long period of time are called permanent magnet. I think from the word itself it is very clear. Permanent magnets, that is not going to be changed, it is stable. So that type of magnet that retain their magnetic properties for a long period of time are called permanent magnets. Permanent magnets are made up from mixture of iron, cobalt or nickel with other materials. So for making this permanent magnets, so mixture of iron, cobalt or nickel with other materials are required. So they are made up of iron, cobalt or nickel with other material, mixture of iron, cobalt, nickel or other materials. These make strong magnets and retain their magnetic properties for a long time. Means with the help of this permanent material is made up of these kinds of things like iron, cobalt or nickel or other materials, and they make strong magnets and they retain their magnetic properties for a longer period of time. But in the case of the temporary magnet, they are not able to retain their properties for a longer period of time, retain their properties for a short period of time. Okay. Now coming to how to make a magnet, means how one iron nail or even iron strip, even the cobalt, even the nickel, how we can make a magnet by the help of the other magnet or the influence of the other magnet. So place the iron strip on a table. As you can see this one is the iron strip. So place any iron strip or even the iron nail or even the iron strip on a table, iron rod, Place one pole of a bar magnet near one end of the iron strip. Take one bar magnet and place one end of the bar magnet to the one end of the iron strip, as you can see here in this picture. Move the bar magnet along the length of the iron strip, starting from one end to the other end, as shown in the following picture. As what we have to do, we have to move this bar magnet from one end of this iron strip to the other end. As you can see, this is the arrow mark. From here to the other one, we have to move that so that it should be moved by touching this iron strip. Then lift the magnet and bring the pole to the starting point and move in the same direction as before. Then what we have to do, we have to first of all, starting from here, and we have to move this bar magnet to the other end. Then we have to lift this bar magnet into this direction, and again we have to start the same thing from one end to the other end. On repeating this process for at least 30 to 40 times, the iron strip will become a bar magnet with two poles. So when we will repeat this process, when we will do this process at least 30 to 40 times, then this iron strip will become a bar magnet with two poles. Means this iron strip will also behaves like a magnet, and there it is having that two poles. So this is a way through which we can make a magnet by the help of the iron strip. Okay. Now coming to the differences between permanent magnet and temporary. So when we talk about the temporary magnet, electromagnet is a temporary magnet. So electromagnet is a such kind of magnet which works when electric current passes through the iron and the copper coil. At that time only it behaves like a magnet. So now coming to the differences between both of them. So permanent magnet does not lose magnetism easily, as we have studied. It retains their magnetic property for a longer period of time. It is not going to lose their magnetism. While in the case of temporary magnet, lose magnetism when current is switched off. When it is talking about the electromagnet. So in the case of electromagnet, it works only when current will pass through it. When current will not pass through it, it doesn't behave like a magnet. In the case of the temporary magnet, it retains their magnetic properties for a shorter period of time. While in the case of permanent magnet, it is made up of steel, while in the temporary magnet, it is made up of soft iron core. Permanent magnet does not depend on electric current for its magnetic force. Yes, for magnetic force, it is not going to be depend on other things like electric current and all. But in the case of temporary magnet like electromagnet, it depends upon the current, that is a DC current, direct current that is flowing in the solenoid. Then it behaves like a magnet. So these are the differences between permanent and temporary magnet. So today we have studied about types of a magnet, in which we have studied about temporary magnet and permanent magnet and how we can make a magnet, and also differences between both of them. So here are some questions which is based on what we have studied today. I hope all of you are able to solve this question. Thank you.